The birth of total quality in the United States came as a direct response to quality revolution in Japan following World War II. The Japanese welcomed the input of Americans, Professors Joseph Juran, Edward Deming, and others. Rather than concentrating on inspection, they focused on improving all organizational processes through the people who use them. By the 1970s, US industrial sectors such as automobiles and electronics had been broadsided by Japan's high quality competition. The US response, emphasizing not only statistics but approaches that embraced the entire organization, became known as total quality management, that is TQM. By the last decade of the 20th century, TQM was considered a fad by business leaders. But while the use of the term TQM has faded somewhat, particularly in the United States, its practices continue. In the few years since the turn of the century, the quality movement seems to have matured beyond total quality. New quality systems have evolved from the foundations of Deming, Juran, and the early Japanese practitioners of quality. And quality has moved beyond manufacturing into service, healthcare, education, government sectors, and blah blah. The beginning of the 20th century marked the inclusion of the processes in quality practices. A process is defined as a group of activities that takes an input, adds value to it, and provides an output, such as when a chef transforms a pile of ingredients into a meal. As the 21st century begins, the quality movement has matured. New quality systems have evolved beyond the foundations laid by Dr. Deming, Dr. Juran, and the early Japanese practitioners of quality. As an example of this maturity, we see in the year 2000, the ISO 9000 series of quality management standards was revised to increase emphasis on customer satisfaction. Beginning in 1995, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award added a business results criteria to its measures of applicant success. Likewise, Six Sigma, a methodology developed by Motorola to improve its business processes by minimizing defects, evolved into an organizational approach that achieved breakthroughs and significant bottom line results. When Motorola received a Baldrige Award in 1988, it shared its quality practices with others. Quality function deployment was developed by Yoji Akao in Japan as a process for focusing on customer wants and needs in the design or redesign of a product or service. Sector-specific versions of the ISO 9000 standard of quality management standards were developed for such industries as automotive, the standard QS 9000, aerospace, AS 9000, for telecommunication sector TL 9000 and ISO TS 16949, and for environmental management system, that is ISO 14000. Quality has moved beyond the manufacturing sector into such areas as service, healthcare, education, and government, etc. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award has added education and healthcare in its original categories, like manufacturing, small business, and service. Many people advocate pressing for hard adoption of a non-profit organization category also. Total quality management is a management approach to long-term success through customer satisfaction. In a TQM effort, all members of an organization participate in improving processes, products, services, and the culture in which they work. The methods for implementing this approach come from the techniques of such quality teachers as Philip B. Crosby, Edward Deming, Armand Feigenbaum, Koru Ishikawa, Joseph Juran, all quality gurus known for contribution in the field of quality. A core concept in implementing TQM is Deming's 14 points, a set of manufacturing practices to help companies increase their quality and productivity. Deming 14 points are: create constancy of purpose for improving products and services, adopt a new philosophy, cease dependence on inspection to achieve quality, end the practice of awarding business on price alone. Instead, minimize total cost by working with a single supplier. Improve constantly and forever every process for planning, production and service. Institute training on the job. Adopt and institute leadership. Drive out fear. Break down barriers between staff areas. Eliminate slogans, exhortations and targets for the workforce. Eliminate numerical quotas for the workforce and numerical goals for the management. Remove barriers that rob people of pride of workmanship and eliminate the annual rating or merit system. Institute a vigorous program of education and self-improvement for everyone, including the Deming's 14 points. Put everybody in company to work, accomplishing the transformation. The term total quality management has lost favor in the Western world in recent years. Quality management is commonly substituted. Total quality management, however, is still used extensively in Europe. A corporate culture characterized by increased customer satisfaction through continuous improvements in which all employees in the firm actively participate. TQM is a vision which the firm can only achieve through long-term planning by drawing up and implementing the annual quality plans which gradually lead the firm towards the fulfillment of the vision, that is, to the point where the definition of TQM given a few seconds earlier become a reality. Quality is a part of this definition in that TQM can be said to be the culmination of a hierarchy of quality definitions. Number one, quality is to continuously satisfy customers' expectations. Number two, total quality is to achieve quality at low cost. Number three, total quality management is to achieve total quality through everybody's participation. TQM is no inconsequential vision at a time when most domestic and overseas market are characterized by cutthroat competition. More and more firms are coming to realize that TQM is necessary just to survive. Today, consumers can pick and choose between a mass of competing products, and they do so. Consumers choose the products and services which give the high value for money. That is, those products and services which give the highest degree of customer satisfaction in relation to price. The concept of TQM is a logical development of a very fundamental concept of total quality control, TQC, a concept first introduced by a Japanese quality guru, Feigenbaum, in 1960. Though Feigenbaum had other things also in mind with TQC, it only really caught on the engineering circles and thus never achieved the total acceptance in Western companies. On the other hand, TQC, that is total quality control, was a hit in Japan, where the first quality circles were set up in 1962 and which later developed into what the Japanese themselves call CWQC, company-wide quality control. This is identical with what the West today calls TQM. Feigenbaum says that TQC is an effective system for integrating various initiatives in the field of quality to enable production and services to be carried out as cheaply as possible, consistent with customer satisfaction. This definition contains the very root of the problem. The reason why TQC was not a success in Western firms is especially due to the fact that Western management was misled by Feigenbaum's reference to an effective system into thinking that TQC could be left to a central quality department. As a result, management failed to realize that an essential ingredient of TQC, that is total quality control, was management's unequivocal commitment to quality improvements. Effective systems are necessary, but by no means sufficient conditions for a total quality control. The aim of the new concept of TQM is by deliberately including management in concept's definition to ensure that history does not repeat itself. Do you understand? It makes it impossible for management to disclaim the responsibility and send a clear message through the corridors of power in the companies that this is a task for top management and thus also for the board of directors. There is more to it than just substituting an M for a C in differentiating TQM for a TQC. Vision and definitions have to be operationalized before they can be applied in everyday's life. This can be understood through the so-called TQM pyramid shown here in the picture. As can be seen, the TQM pyramid has the foundation and the four sides. The quality journey firmly believes in tearing down the outdated management pyramids, arguing instead for the need to build a whole new management pyramid, one which can live up to the vision and challenges inherent in the definition of TQM. TQM is characterized by 5 principles. Number 1, management's commitment, that is leadership is required. The firm and committed leadership is required. Number 2, focus on the customers and the employees, empowering the employees and looking forward to understand the customer's needs and satisfaction. That is the theme. Number 3, focus on facts. Decision making has to be based on facts. Number 4, continuous improvement. It has to be a continuous process of improvement, which is also termed as Kaizen. Number 5, everybody's participation in the whole journey, the whole process of TQM. We will discuss these 5 principles in detail, taking them one by one.